You know, I do see on X and Twitter all the time anecdotal evidence. This young sports star has the heart attack. This person does that. Is that just humans identifying pieces, or we've actually seen much younger people suffering heart damage that could be related to the vaccine?
We certainly see the anecdotes, and I can tell you for every public figure that we see develop a clear-cut vaccine problem, there has to be, tens or hundreds of thousands, even millions of, people that are not public figures. So, when Eric Clapton came out and said he can't play the guitar because he has a, vaccine amplified neuropathy, I had a chance to examine Eric. I can tell you, there are millions like him who develop these problems. Megyn Kelly, who came out and said she has an autoimmune problem. Kirk Herbstreit, my favorite ESPN announcer, vaccine blood clots. Yet other public figures can't see it. Former Dallas Cowboy great Deion Sanders takes the shots, public about it, develops vaccine blood clots in the legs, arterial and venous, needs amputations. I mean, this is a big deal. He had some altered anatomy and a family history of vascular disease to begin with, had no business taking shots. He did it. He does a whole docuseries on his recovery after the amputations, doesn't mention the vaccines. Now Deion Sanders is in the news with what's called a turbo cancer. And a man in his 50s has had his whole bladder removed because of, an aggressive cancer. His now urine's collected into a bag. I've never seen that in my career in medicine, a man in his 50s with that aggressive bladder cancer. And when we go to the medical literature, we find descriptions of exactly these cases.
So in many ways, the psychological operations are still in full force, and there are people that will probably never will refuse to even consider alternate pieces, but other people are opening their minds up a little bit more, like you said.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
Said that they're starting to question and to even understand that there are some bad areas. Where are we with that psychological war? Also, it seems like many people have forgot about what happened a few years ago. I'm curious how those mix together.
In our book, Vaccines, Mythology, Ideology, and Reality, we point out that vaccines have been presented to the public now for centuries as articles of faith, as if we need to have a religious belief in vaccines. Many times doctors will ask, do you believe in vaccines? I mean, nobody asks me if I believe in, blood pressure lowering medicine or cholesterol lowering medicine. Why do we have to believe in vaccines? Well, it comes from this archetypal fear of being invaded by foreign invaders, and that through the hubris of mankind, the brilliance of vaccinology, that doctors can improve upon God's creation, can make the body more resilient. And I know you as somebody, you are a man of resilience with all your efforts in as being a triathlete, myself as a marathoner. We know human resilience is something that's inherent in us. And then this idea that there's always been a feeling that the vaccines aren't perfect. So in order for this to work, everybody must take a vaccine. And so if some are injured or die as a result of taking the vaccine, they should take it for the betterment of humanity. And that's called vaccine ideology. I think it's operative. The last time I testified in the Senate, there was no pushback on vaccine injuries, disabilities, and deaths. So from those on the other side, which was Richard Blumenthal and then Hawaii Governor Josh Green, they just kept saying it was worth it. it was worth it, that the vaccines saved lives, so therefore it's justified for the vaccines to take lives. And I think that's the ethical dilemma now that the public has come to realize.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week. And for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.